The George Kell Motor Company Player of the Game, number 16 in your program and number 1 in your heart, Chris Reynolds. Chris, welcome up here, man.
Thank you.
I thought you'd have been up here like any game all year long. You were very deserving all year long.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to talk about kicking. Talk about your week, and I mean, we've struggled kicking the football. How did it come about that Chris Reynolds was the kicker tonight?
Well, at the end of practice, we work on kicking, see how many we can kick in a row. And I was holding, and then Gavin said, "I think Chris can kick." So they put me up there, and I made 2 in a row. And then they're like, well, let's just go with Chris Friday, and then here we are.
And you hit 2 in a row tonight, too.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, it's a very difficult thing to do. Ben was talking about being a snapper, and I was a snapper, and I snapped all my life, and they tried to make me a kicker when I was a senior, and I wasn't very good. Unless you've just done it all your life, it's difficult, but I thought you did a great job tonight. Hit a couple, and I thought your best kick was the third one that you missed. It looked like it had gone in from 45 yards. But
I wish.
Let's talk a little bit about offensively. I want to talk about the pride of you and your guys on the perimeter blocking. Who teaches you the blocking? Who's your position coach when it comes to blocking the cornerback?
Well, my dad's a receivers coach, and every day before practice we go in there, we do individual offense, and we go receivers, and just for the first 15 minutes we just work on stop blocking. Because we got to get the ball to Theron and the great players to get in the end zone to win. We can't win without them, and just the line doing their job, just help us get our blocks and seal them just to get the win.
This, honestly, is probably one of the best groups of perimeter blockers that I've seen in a long, long time in Newport. You guys, no doubt you work at it, but you take a lot of pride in it also.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about your offensive side. Did you get any touches tonight? I don't think you got any touches.
No, sir.
Tonight. But you normally get some touches, and of course, we didn't throw the ball a lot tonight because we're having great success running. But when that happens, you just got to be a part of a winning team in the offense. I mean, how was it out there tonight? A 44-0 at the half.
It was good. The atmosphere was good. Eli was in control. The line was feeling it. We're determined to get in the end zone tonight and just get the win.
Theron had a beautiful run on I think a pick maybe, and got called back. He had a great run, but Eli had some special runs tonight for sure, did he not?
Yes, sir, he did.
Talk about your offensive line, because I know those guys don't get enough praise, but those guys, boy, they've come together and they're doing fine. Talk about those guys a little bit.
They work hard during practice, every day. Justin, Weston, Jagger, Gideon, and Chaser, for it to be his first year back since junior high, he's done really well. And I think I'm forgetting one.
I thought you got them all.
I think I may have gotten them all, but they just do good. Justin, I like Justin because he's just a hard player. He's a gritty player. He just goes on the field and just does his job.
All right, name them again.
I think it's Justin, Gideon, Jagger, Chaser, and
Henderson.
Oh, Weston. Yeah, Weston. Yeah, I can't forget Weston.
Yeah, Weston. Yeah. I started to say that's the big guy.
Yeah.
We got a lot of holding calls tonight, but that just means we're getting after folks, and that's okay too. Those are correctable things. Congratulations, Chris. And hey, let me ask this: junior in high school, what's next for Chris Reynolds? I mean, what's your plan? You got a plan? You know what you want to do when you get out of high school? You got another year of high school. What have you thought about? You thought about anything?
I probably just want to go into coaching.
Wow. Yeah. Awesome. Is your dad okay with that?
Yeah, he is. It's either that or law enforcement, but I think I'm probably going to coaching.
I think you'd be a good one.
Thank you.
You're learning from a good one. There's no doubt about that.
Yes, sir.
And your mom's a pretty good girl, too.
Yeah, she's all right.
Chris Reynolds, he is our George Kell Motor Company Player of the Game. We appreciate you taking time to join us, my friend. And it's the Subway Coaches Report. Coach Mark Hinsley, and we talked before the game on Facebook Live, and Coach is 44-7. Victory for the Hounds, 44-0 at the half. We did what we needed to do.
Yeah, and that's what I told the kids coming in this game. The word was focus, and we just need to focus and get better at what we're doing. That's from interior blocking to drive blocking, perimeter blocking, you name it. We just want to make good decisions and have a complete game, especially that first half. So we're just trying to get better weekend so we can get to that, hopefully, that showdown.
Well, the Hounds are 1-0 this week, and it's what we tried to do. And you guys make a decision at the half. Say, look, it's 44-0, games in hand. Let's let some of these younger players get to play. You knew the clock was going to roll, and it's good for those guys to get an opportunity to play.
Well, you do that for many reasons, but the main reason is to get those guys some exposure. They practice practice. They work their tails off on in the week, and to see a kid like Pitts make some big plays over there, to see Tommy Colbert make a big play over here, of course I know what Gavin can do. I've seen that, known
Sure.
that. So I mean, to see those kids come in that situation and have fun with it and still do a good job was great to see for us tonight.
Well, it's important when you're expected to win and you're expected to dominate a football game, and you can do that.
Right.
And we did that tonight.
We did, and and that's what I said. Across the board tonight, I liked what we saw. I really stressed drive blocking because I tell the kids all the time that if you don't just hit and forget and you drive block, that turns a 5-yard gain into a 15-yard gain,
Sure.
a 15-yard gain maybe into a touchdown. So it's the difference in us going deep in the playoffs and all that. So we want to drive block, and that's from every position. Make good decisions, and I think we saw that tonight.
Chris and I were talking about the guys who block on the perimeter, and I made the comment it's the best group I've seen in a long time. These guys just lock up on
Sure.
cornerbacks and safeties or defensive ends, whatever the case may be. Those guys can block.
Well, and tonight we saw it a few times. I can't tell you how many holding penalties we had just because our kids were locked up and driving.
Right,
and,
yeah.
And that's what they're taught to do, and that's what I told the kids. I said, don't let that pull you back from what you're trying to do, because we're trying to get better at that, and we know going forward that's what we got to be good at. So, they were calling it holdings, but that was just
Right.
our kids just driving.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were what we call locked up when you hat to hat and you've got them there and you're
Yeah.
pushing them out of the way. Most of the time it's not holding,
No,
but
it's-
tremendous effort by our
Yes.
football team tonight, no doubt about it.
Like I said, across the board, I was well pleased.
Good deal. Hounds win at 44-7, and as always, the Coaches Show is brought to you by Subway and the Walmart Super Center. And the Hounds 1-0. We're 1-0. That's what we've got to try to be, and we'll have another one next week. We'll try to go 1-0 on
next
that
week.
too. Coach, congratulations
Thanks, sir.
to you, and until next time, go Hounds.